Hey, how's it going? It's Shelby here. And I've just been noticing as recently I live in the city during the week, and then for the weekend I come down to my old hometown and live there and work, and it's given me a really interesting opportunity to really compare the two differences between two places when you live there. And one thing I've been thinking about for the small town compared to the city is I was going for a walk at night, and there's just no one around in the small town. The only thing you see is cars. You feel like you're doing something wrong when you go for a walk, or at least I do. It could be because it's winter right now and it's cold, but like when I go out for a walk in the city, there's people around. Obviously there's more people that live in the city, but like there's so many people that just walk around compared to in the small town. Even though what they try to sell you for like small town living is like the lifestyle of being able to have all these open spaces. People are just so reliant on their cars. Like to go like a kilometer in a small town, people instantly they just hop in their car and they drive it. When I live in the city, if I wanted to go a kilometer, I would be like, I'm just gonna walk. Like it's gonna take like 10 minutes to walk. So why would I need to drive? I don't understand. And I don't know if this could all just be from my thoughts, but I think I just never had that reliance on using a car. And I think maybe I could be privileged from where I live in the city, live in a great place where everything is nice and close. So my first thought whenever I need to do something or go anywhere is I walk, and if it's too far, if it's something further away, I'm like, okay, I'll get the train or the bus. Or if it's something too out of the way, or like it's gonna take way too long to get the train or the bus, then I use the car as like a tool. But down in the small town, there's no public transport. Everything's more wide open. There's wide open spaces. Like the residential neighborhoods, they're all single family homes that are just spread out over kilometers. So there's in between all the houses, there's nothing. It's just houses and there's nice parks, but there's something kind of just empty and slightly almost dystopian that everyone just always relies on their cars. Like I think I'm just so anti-car. But yeah, if driving around makes people happy, I guess, then they can do it. But I think being able to walk around, designing where you live, to be able to walk around and not need your first option to hop in your car is much better. And yeah, as I was saying, when you walk around at night in the small town, it feels like you're doing something wrong. It feels like the only people that would walk around in a small town are people that are gonna go and rob houses. Whereas you do in the city, no one cares. You don't feel like anyone cares because everyone else is doing it too. And it's always the stereotype of the city that it's dangerous to go out at night. There's so many people, there's so many criminals, but you feel more safe because there's just if you're not going out at 3 a.m., you're going out like 9 p.m. or something like that. There's people around. There's people walking their dogs. There's people doing late night runs, people doing like their Uber Eats deliveries, and they're going to the shops and whatever. But the small town, every now and then a car goes past doing that same thing, doing their thing that in the city they'd probably be walking to do it. So I don't know. For this comparison, I've mostly just talked about cars, but yeah, I really like that aspect of living in the city. The sell of a small town is like it's like a small coastal town like my hometown is. It's meant to be a chill life where you by the beach, but it's just, to me, it's not. Having to always hop in your car to go everywhere is just not chill. Driving is just, you need to be fully concentrated if you want to drive well, and it's not chill. I'd rather be able to walk everywhere, I think. But yeah, I'm not trying to shit on either cities or small towns. I'm just pointing out the differences, thinking of ways I wish that they could improve and take things from each other. Like sometimes the city is too stressful too. Like the pace of life is so fast. Like work is harder, I feel. Well, not necessarily harder, but just, yeah, the pace of life. Everyone's always got to be somewhere in the city. There's traffic, obviously. People drive a shit ton in the city. There's so much traffic. But like when you're in your own little like suburb in the city, or you're in like the CBD of your city, you're mostly just walking around. You're catching the public transport. You're a lot less reliant on cars, and sometimes you don't even need to rely on cars at all. Like I can go weeks or months sometimes and not ever need to drive anywhere because I just get on the train. And it does take longer than driving, but to me at least, I like when I'm on the train, I can just like zone out. I can just like listen to my music or my YouTube video, or like do some work, do some writing or whatever, which you can't do while you're driving unless you are crazy. Like that one guy in Queensland who was cooking up a steak in the front of his car. I'll try to find that's pretty sick. So maybe if you want to get some work done, you got to follow that guy's advice and cook up a steak. Don't do that. Go on the train and cook up a steak. A metaphorical steak of you listening to a Spotify or working on something on the train or the bus. Because it feels more productive, and yeah, it probably takes double the time or more on public transport, but I'm okay with that sacrifice for what I get in return from that. And also the environmental cost, but I'm sure it's been said plenty of times that public transport is much better for the environment. Like mass public transport where you get lots of people going on it and it's regular, gets people off the roads. It's much better. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. This was just, I was walking around in my small town tonight and I just started thinking about it. I'm like, I haven't seen another person, except for maybe some teenagers on scooters, and some cars in ages. And I'm walking through like a neighborhood. Like there should be people here. It was only like 6:30 p.m. or something. And then I saw those teenagers in the small town. And I'm like, oh, they're going to kill me. They're probably robbing houses too. And I'm like, well, if I saw them in the city, I wouldn't think anything of them. They're just going about their business. But yeah, there's just some like weird suspicion, there's some dystopian suspicion that you just have of people, and you think people have of you whenever you want to do something in a small town, because it's just, you're like a bug under a magnifying glass because you're the only person going around doing things sometimes. It feels weird, and I don't like it. I like to be able to go about my thing, just do it. But yeah, maybe I need to stop caring about what other people think. Maybe I'm focusing too much on that, and that's why I feel like that. So maybe it's my problem, and maybe I need to go fix that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a good rest of your day, and see you later.